Well, I'm here with a man that needs, I guess, very little introduction, Christopher Sabat. How are you going?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Now, tell us, where would any of our viewers recognize your voice?
Oh, they might have heard me on this show called Dragon Ball Z. It's this tiny little show. It's real friendly. It's about a bunch of people who stand around and hug each other.
And they usually take about like 90 episodes to complete each hug. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, really long, long, awkward hugs. Yeah.
Now, of course, you're the famous voice of Vegeta and Piccolo out of that series. So, how does it feel to be, I guess, a giant internet kind of celebrity with the whole over 9,000 thing that keeps doing the rounds?
Wow, it was really weird at first because when it first happened, I didn't know what people were talking about. And then I realized the longer I tried to argue with people to say, "Oh man, don't make me say that," I realized it just wasted more time, and I'd ultimately have to say it anyway. So I just say it, I just go with it. But it is really strange when people come up to you and ask you to say the same thing over and over again.
So, is it literally like, what kind of percentage are we talking of the
Oh.
people who come up and ask?
I'd say, I mean, if given the opportunity, if the room didn't know that I kind of don't love to say that phrase all the time, I think everyone would ask me to do it. It's just the way it is.
Have you thought of like charging money every time that they ask you to do it?
Yeah, I've thought about that, and then I thought I'd have to do it so much more, and I don't know. I think I'll be okay with not getting wealthy by saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, no, that will probably get pretty grating. But you're not only on Dragon Ball Z, you also done a huge plethora of anime and video game characters. So, what other shows would they recognize you from, or video games?
Let's see. I was Kuwabara in Yu Yu Hakusho. It was a really popular show for a while. I'm Alex Louise Armstrong on a show called Full Metal Alchemist, if you've ever seen that. Ayame Soma in Fruits Basket. I'm Zoro in One Piece. I'm Gyro and Sergeant Frog. These are all the anime things just top of mind. Let's see. With video games, I played Garland in Final Fantasy. I've played Captain Smiley in. I've done a lot of work on Twisted Pixels games. I have a studio in Dallas, and we work on video game voiceovers. We just finished all of the voiceovers for the newest Borderlands game, which we're really excited about.
Yeah, they had huge presence at E3 this year, so that's going to be really exciting to see it. So you've actually had a really important video game character. You were the main protagonist in Deus Ex Invisible War. Now, did you feel pressure having to kind of be that main character from such a really well-acclaimed franchise?
It's funny you say that. There was a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure because they were so careful in trying to pick the voice that they wanted that by the time we ended up recording, we had a really short amount of time to do it. And they were really under the gun to get the voice recorded. So I do remember some of the session sounded a lot like this. I'd like the machine gun, but I don't have a lot of money. I'd like the pistol, but I don't have a lot of money. I'd like the RPG, but I don't have a lot of money. I'd like the grenades, but I don't have a lot of money. I'll take the grenades. I'll take the machine gun. I'll take the shotgun. It was just list after list after list of all the things you could possibly say. So there were a lot of rushed moments when recording it, but I felt extremely privileged to be able to work on that series.
Well, like I said, you've worked on anime and video game stuff. Is there much difference in voice acting between video games and anime?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Anime is I guess it's like reverse puppetry, where the puppet's already moving and you just have to put your voice in its mouth. Video games are so grand, and they have such elaborate storylines, and it's a lot of the time animation's not done for it. It's very similar to a pre-laid cartoon, except there's just so many elements to it. At least in a pre-laid cartoon, they can storyboard it, and you know exactly what's going to happen from point A to point B. But in a video game, there's all of these other like sub-objectives or different alternates to the lines or contextual moments that you don't always understand. So video games are a much different thing. Also, video games are exhausting because almost all the time, if you get a really good role, you're going to have to do a series of about 300 to 400 emotes, which usually include 20 on fire reactions, 20 I'm burning up in acid. There's going to be 20 getting hit by car, especially if you're involved in one of the, I don't know, Saints Row games or something like that, which I was lucky enough to be a part of not too long ago. I was in Saints Row the Third. I just got to play one of the pedestrians, but gosh, it was awesome.
Because they're such smart asses in that game, so that must have been a bit of fun.
Oh gosh, and I that was one of the games I really enjoyed playing to try and find myself.
Well, what's been your favorite character that you've worked on, either in video games or in your anime work?
It would be a lie to say that my favorite character in all of video games, and wow, shoot, it's tough to say because video games, wow, in all of anime, it's easily Vegeta, best character of all time. If I include video games, it's a cross because I had the most fun I've ever had working on Captain Smiley in Comic Jumper. It's a really small game. It was just an Xbox downloadable title, but he was just such a fun character because the guys at Twisted Pixel are such fun people to work with. They let you do whatever you want to do. You can say, I got to say anything I wanted to say. If I wanted to change the script, they'd let me change the script. They're like, whatever you want to do, man, just bring the awesome. And then the producer would like take a power dump and then leave and like say, hey, I just took a dump at your studio. Bye. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Anyway, but yeah.
That's quite all right. That's fine. But what's your favorite, I don't know, part about being a voice actor?
Being able to dress like this to go to work every day. In fact, being forced to have to dress like this every day because I can't wear a collared shirt. I can't wear a starched shirt. I can't wear real like noisy clothing. So I don't have a choice. I have to go to work in t-shirts every day. I love voice acting because it gives me the opportunity to be anything, and my schedule is just so unique. One day I get to go to work and play like a frog who's in love with a 15-year-old girl who, and the next day I get to play a pilot, or I get to play a dude who can kill people with his camera. It's just such fun work, and I don't have to shave.
Oh, that's the best part. Well, you're amongst friends here. Almost everyone on the show doesn't really shave their face.
Yeah. Well, you do a nice job on yours.
Yeah. Oh, got to keep that baby smooth. Well, just to wrap up, if you could give our viewers a piece of advice if they want to become voice actors, what piece of advice would you give?
Don't have a voice like mine because I'll destroy you. No, let's see. Voice acting. The coolest thing about voice acting these days is you can be a voice actor right now. Like the largest audience is already online. I've seen people do it. People are starting to dub over stuff that exists already. You can get in kind of trouble for that sometimes, but still there's so many opportunities for you and so much technology available that anybody can do this now. Go to archive.org. It's a site that archives public domain videos. You can take it and dub your own stuff and play it for anybody. But the hardest part about being a voice actor is that everybody wants to be one, and it's very difficult to get into it. So you have to be extremely persistent. I have one last bit of advice. Be as diverse as possible. Do as many things you can. Be a writer, be a studio engineer, anything that gets you close to being a voice actor. And it also keeps you fed because it's very difficult to just be a voice actor.
Nice. And I don't know, if I'm pushing the friendship, but could I ask you to do a quick voice sting for us to say, maybe in Vegeta, since it is your most popular voice. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to do over 9,000. Just saying that you're here on New Game Plus and whatever else you feel like saying.
Hi, I'm Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans. Maybe you've heard of me from television. I'm on New Games Plus, I believe, which exists online. Something I never have time to go on because I'm too busy blasting people in the face with my hands and fire. Bye!
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And good luck at Oz Comic Con in Melbourne.
I'm excited. Come out and see us.